Hmm. Okay. Um. Here's what I can say about VHS 85, the latest one in the series until tomorrow when Beyond comes out. It's still great. It is another great installment in this great Shudder trilogy that saved this franchise, but I am a little disappointed by it. And it's because they didn't fix one specific thing that's unfortunately been a problem that has persisted this entire franchise, aside from two. Yes, it's the one you're thinking of, but we'll talk about it, I promise you. But let's get all the great things out of the way first, because this is still, yet again, another kick ass installment in this, thankfully now, kick ass franchise. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Station, your sister fan animation, including TV and movies. I'm your host, Jackson Small. Welcome back to 31 Days of Horror, the return of 31 Days of Horror, our third 31 Days of Horror marathon. And we're going into the, as of right now, final movie in the franchise. Again, until tomorrow, because tomorrow Beyond comes out, and that will be a day one review. But I went into this one a little more excited than I did with 94 and 99 because Shudder had proved themselves quite capable of handling this franchise well. And for the most point, and for the most part, they did. They did do that for the most part. But at the same time, again, they forgot to fix one specific problem. But we'll talk about it when we talk about it. Here's my review. After having proven themselves with their previous two installments, I was actually excited to see that the third entry in the Shudder trilogy, VHS 85, would continue the high quality of this franchise revival. And for the most part, once again, it succeeded, with just one huge caveat. But first, let's talk about the pros. Acting, kills, directing, gore, effects, storytelling, pacing, segment quality, cinematography, and rewatchability, all absolutely top notch, and just as great as it was in 99. But here comes the problem. And that is that the wraparound segment is the weakest one of the three. And I hate to be this harsh, but at times the wraparound segment was downright fucking boring. Like, I didn't care about the characters of the segment, I didn't care about the story of the wraparound segment, and most of the time I was just sitting there like, come on, let's get to the actual segment next, please. Like, again, it feels like this series continues to struggle with the wraparound segments. I don't get why. Like, for some reason, after 2, where they actually had it perfected and had a great but simple wraparound segment that worked well with the story itself, after that, they kind of just careened off a cliff and forgot to make these wraparound segments as good, if not even better. Feeling a bit more like an afterthought, whereas they put most of their attention into the actual segments. Which, I kind of get. It is a wraparound. I get it. But it still needs to at least be watchable. This wraparound segment was not very good. It was boring and dull at times. I didn't care about the characters at all. And I was just sitting there in my seat waiting for the actual segments to come back. Because that's when the movie gets insanely great again. But for some reason, the wraparound segments in these VHS movies, aside from 2, are all kind of unremarkable and boring. Like, I know that's probably the point, but at the same time, this is the 6th movie in the franchise. You could do better. You can very much do better than this. But they didn't, and because of that, it's another wraparound segment that just doesn't work. It's dull, it's tedious, and dare I say, completely and utterly fucking boring. Overall, it's still another great installment in the franchise, but a little bit disappointing. It's not the weakest of these three. I do think 94 is the weakest of the three, and it's because, well, that was the reset point. But it's not quite better than 99, and it's nowhere close to VHS 2, which still remains the high bar of this franchise. Like, even all these movies later, they still can't top VHS 2. They just can't. It's definitely worth watching, just lower your expectations a bit. And because of that, my final verdict for this one is going to be an 8 8.5 out of 10. Still a great movie, but definitely a bit of a middle point in this franchise. And a middle point in this overall Shudder trilogy. That's about to become a quadrilogy because tomorrow comes the new one. Which is why I'm even reviewing these movies in the first place, because there is a brand new one that's coming out very soon. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. I have not seen any reviews or first reactions about it, so we're going to have to wait and see. Will it continue the great quality of these other installments from Shudder, or is it going to be a bit of a fall backwards? Well, we'll find out tomorrow when we finish off this franchise with VHS Beyond. Please be good, please be good, please be good, please be good, please be good. Please be good.